know, and if I knew, I wouldn't say nothing.
From the dumbest criminals to some who are just plain unlucky, let's dive into the world of bike thefts, where the thieves always fail. Number 1, Sidewalk. This car's dash cam caught some sweet karma in action. 2 thieves riding a stolen motorcycle on the sidewalk spotted a gap in traffic and decided to jump back onto the road. What they didn't plan for was the uneven drop between the sidewalk and the street. They slipped, and while the van driver managed to stop in time, the motorcycle ended up out of commission. The thieves, they were headed for some hospital visits before their trip behind bars. Number 2, broken windows. This guy had dealt with enough low-life thieves snooping around his stuff, so he installed a next-level lock on his bike. Sure enough, the thieves showed up again, trying to get the bike out of the garage. The owner let them run off, but made sure to leave their car with some serious damage. Something tells me they won't be back to mess with this guy again. Number 3, resistance. This sudden brake check wasn't because of some road rage. It was because a couple of thieves in ski masks were trying to jack this guy's bike. But I guess they didn't expect the rider to react the way he did, because they chickened out pretty fast when he started charging at them. Number 4, bait e-bike. Electric-powered cycles are all the rage. Naturally, they have become prime targets for thieves. This guy thought he was slick, taking off with an e-bike just 10 minutes after it was parked. Little did he know, the bike was bait. When the journalist showed up with the GPS location, the bike was there, but the thief, gone. Bet he was seriously bummed when he came back to his stash and found nothing. Number 5, loose shorts. These 2 guys tried to steal a motorcycle right from the driveway. Not only did they fail when they heard the owner's voice, but one of the thieves gave the cameras more than anyone wanted to see. Maybe next time, they should try stealing in shorts that fit. Or better yet, invest in a belt. Number 6, helmet always protect. This guy, walking on the side of the street in a high-vis vest, had just been bike-jacked. But instead of standing there helplessly, he saw his chance when the thief made a turn and threw his helmet. And that throw was dead on. He probably knocked some sense into the thief to either never steal again or at least remember to take the helmet next time. Number 7, wrong guy. This motorcycle gang has its own method of stealing bikes. They box you in, start some road rage, and snatch your keys before taking off with your ride. But not today. This biker wasn't having it. When they tried to steal his keys, he charged at them, firmly demanding them back, all while making it clear they messed with the wrong guy. I bet that thief will think twice before pulling that stunt again. Number 8, Grand Theft Auto. Cops were chasing this suspect, but he thought he was in some kind of GTA fantasy where he could just switch vehicles mid-chase and the NPC would let him. He tried to jack a bike, but the biker wasn't having it, so he knocked him right off. By the time he ran back to his original getaway car, the cops had already caught up. Game over. Number 9, lay it down. After stopping and snatching the security device off a biker's jacket, these wannabe bike jackers were all set to ride away. But the owner had a little trick up his sleeve. Instead of letting them zoom off, he kept tipping the bike over like something straight out of a cartoon. Every time the thieves tried to mount up, there he was, tipping it again. Perks of having a bike too heavy to steal, right? Number 10. Stop the game. This thief on a stolen moped, with the cops hot on his trail, thought he could play a game of cat and mouse and lose them. But one officer coming from the opposite direction had other plans. He rammed the thief, sending him spinning onto the hood. The guy kept trying to run, but let's be real, those legs weren't getting him far after that. Number 11. Wood plank. These thieves were trying to swipe a bike at a university. probably thinking the owner was busy in class. But they didn't count on the guy with a giant wood plank. He didn't even have to get close to prove his point. He just waved that plank around like a pro, and the thieves quickly realized he wasn't messing around. They bailed real fast. Number 12, citizen's arrest. This thief, tired of walking, figured he'd help himself to a motorcycle parked on the street. But as he was trying to start it, he quickly learned the world doesn't work that way. Seeing the owner running toward him, he also made a run for it. Soon enough, he found himself being chased by a whole group of fed-up citizens. And yeah, he didn't get far. They dragged him right back to the spot where he tried to steal the bike and gave him a taste of street justice. Number 13, surprise. With his helmet cam on, this rider was out for a leisurely cruise when his day was interrupted by two masked bikejackers. The biker, not wanting to mess with bad guys, stepped off his bike, but one of them still wanted to go at him before they could escalate things. Surprise! Two motorcycle cops had pulled up, watching the whole show. They snuck up so fast, the thieves didn't even have time to grab their own bike and had to make a run for it on foot. You can guess how that ended. Number 14, unusual thief. You wouldn't expect to see a grown man riding off on a stolen kid's bike, right? But who said thieves have to be human? Check out this monkey riding around like a pro on his loot, all while a dog's barking and chasing after him. Something tells me this isn't his first time pulling off a bike heist. Number 15, for sale. After stealing a motorbike, this guy thought he was about to cash in big. So, what does he do? Post an ad on Craigslist. And guess who shows up to buy it? The actual owner. When the cops didn't arrive in time, and the thief started getting suspicious, the owner decided to handle it himself, with a little help from some good Samaritans. The thief may have escaped, but not with the bike this time. Number 16, just broken. This guy started recording as two English lads tried to get a moped going in the middle of an intersection. The thieves, of course, claimed they hadn't stolen it. It was just broken. Yeah, sure. Let's just say karma wasn't buying it. After starting the moped, they hit the curb and drove straight into a car. One guy ended up with a broken finger, and his partner in crime, well, he ditched him while he writhed in pain. There is no honor among thieves, right? Number 17, backed up. Passing by a motorcycle parked between a truck and a car, these thieves made a U-turn, ready to ride off with their loot of the day. But before they could break the lock, a passing driver noticed their little heist and decided to stop for a quick chat. Not in the mood, one of the thieves banged on the hood of the car, ironically fixing the broken headlight before smashing the side mirror. But did that scare our brave driver? Nope. He just backed up, gained some speed in reverse, and boom. It's always fun when thieves end up on the losing side, right? Number 18, too heavy. Stealing a bike in broad daylight with people around, that's a bold move. But these thieves didn't realize just how heavy the bike was. After a struggle to pick it back up, they thought they could just push it off. Nope. The bike toppled right into the bushes again, and when they saw the crowd closing in, they decided it was time to bail, leaving the bike behind. Number 19, not today. Thinking of stealing shiny new motorbikes? What better place than a showroom, right? Well, that must have sounded like a genius plan to these robbers, but they didn't expect the staff to be so resilient. The employees just pushed them out, held onto the bikes, and successfully fought them off. The company better throw in some hefty bonuses for that crew. Number 20, instant karma. This guy stopped a pair of thieves with a stolen bike, but the girl on the back just wouldn't stop talking trash to the guy trying to do the right thing. They managed to ride off, but they didn't get far. Karma struck, and it wasn't pretty. Maybe the girl should have kept quiet, knowing her partner didn't have the best control over that stolen bike. Number 21. Don't be suspicious. In the middle of the night, these robbers were testing their luck, trying to unlock one of 3 parked motorcycles. Before their magic key could work, the cops rolled up. The thieves tried to play it cool, acting like they weren't up to anything shady. But the police weren't on a random patrol. They were there to bust them. Number 22. Convenient cop. This couple was about to hand over their bike to 2 would-be thieves when something caught the crook's attention. A not-so-thief-friendly car came zooming up in the background. The rider didn't hesitate. He ditched his buddy and bounced, leaving him on foot. And can we just take a moment to appreciate the cop's driving skills? Swerving through that narrow gap like a pro, clearly not letting these guys get away. Number 23. Locked in. This guy thought he had the perfect plan. Break into a garage through a window and steal a motorcycle. But he didn't think it through. The garage door was locked from the outside, and let's be honest, you can't exactly pull a bike through a window. So, all he ended up with was a bunch of glass shards and some injuries to go with his failed heist. Number 24. Too fast. A sketchy dude on a moped made that suspicious turn, and these bikers instantly knew what he was up to. They figured paying a red light fine was better than losing their bikes, so they sped off. And let's be real, no moped is catching up with those sports bikes. Number 25. Intercepted. These thieves were not only smashing a motorcycle lock in broad daylight, but also holding up traffic like they owned the streets. But when people finally stepped in, their whole vibe changed. One guy tried to scare the Good Samaritans with a hammer, but no one budged. And let's give it up for the brave lady whose persistence in telling them to back off finally paid off. O and A+ for the guy with the fire extinguisher. Number 26. Heist abort. These 2 dudes saw a nice motorcycle parked on the curb and thought they should come back for it. After grabbing their tools and scoping out the area, one of them got to work, except he didn't look around well enough. Just as he started, the owner casually walked out, forcing them to abort their heist. Number 29. Gas stop. After stealing a bike, the thief and his buddy were just having a good time riding around. But when he stopped for gas, he didn't realize the real owner of the bike had pulled up right behind him. The owner casually confronted them, and while the rider sped off, the poor passenger, well, he got stuck taking the heat for being friends with a thief. Number 30. Fast, but not enough. This guy in an orange hoodie was sneaking around, clearly eyeing a bike just out of frame. He managed to steal it in a few seconds. Impressive, right? Not quite. Before he could make a full escape, someone tipped over the bike, and what happened next? Let's just say he needed a solid minute lying in the road before he got up and realized that maybe stealing isn't his calling. Number 31. Brazen and unsuccessful. In broad daylight, these thieves on a moped were trying to steal a motorcycle right in the middle of a busy street. They even had the nerve to talk back to the guy confronting them. But not everyone is going just to stand by and argue. Before they knew it, an angry man tackled them to the ground. No stolen bike for these guys today. Number 32. Flying kick. This guy in white, casually strolling along and stretching, isn't out for a morning walk. He's eyeing a bike to steal. Acting like he's not suspicious at all, he checks out the bike, but the owner inside knows exactly what's up and comes flying out, literally flying. That kick probably sent the thief into another dimension. Number 33. brooms and wipers. These thieves were casually pulling a motorcycle out of a driveway like they owned the place, but their dreams were crushed when the owner bolted out. Things took a wild turn as the whole neighborhood joined in, chasing the robbers. People kept pouring out of houses, some armed with brooms and wipers. That's definitely going to be a painful memory for the thieves. Number 34. Moving car. Riding his bike, this thief spotted another sweet ride strapped to the back of a truck. He figured, why not take it, and trailed the truck through traffic, waiting for the right moment. At a red light, he tried to break the lock, but when the light turned green, the truck sped up. Yeah, good luck trying to keep up with that. Number 35. Dirt bikes greed. And this group of bike thieves wasn't just your average crooks. They had a very specific type. They broke into a showroom in the middle of the night and started loading dirt bikes into a U-Haul. They might have gotten away with one or two, but got greedy. They kept grabbing more bikes, giving the shop owner, watching through CCTV, enough time to alert the cops. After a high-speed chase, all the stolen bikes were returned to the showroom by morning. Number 37. Tough decision. This thief on a moped tried to snatch the woman's purse, but her instincts alerted her, and then quick reflexes did the job to secure the purse. The thief, being persistent, stopped his moped to try again. But instead of panicking, the woman tossed the purse aside, and while he went for it, she made a move for his moped. After a back and forth, the robber realized it was a stalemate, and his moped was worth far more than her handbags. Sometimes you have to think and act like them to beat them. Number 38. Undercover cops. Don't fool these guys on mopeds stopped at a red light for law-abiding citizens. They are actually riding stolen mopeds. Thinking they had made it with the loot, they didn't notice two bikers closing in. Turns out they were undercover cops who'd been tailing them for a while. One thief took off, but his buddy got grabbed by the scruff of his neck. Soon after, a marked police motorcycle appeared, chasing the guy on foot. If they couldn't outrun cops on mopeds, they sure weren't going to outrun them on foot. Number 39. Courthouse grounds. Riding into the courthouse grounds, three thieves on mopeds spotted a high-performance bike and thought they'd hit the jackpot. What they didn't know was that this bike belonged to a judge inside. They shut the gates once the guards saw sketchy mopeds near the judge's ride. One thief tried threatening them with a machete, but the brave guards didn't budge. The thieves had no choice but to scale the fence, leaving their own mopeds behind. Not only did their robbery fail, but they were later caught and put behind bars. Number 40. Road rash. A robber swiped a motorbike from a guy riding with his biker buddies. Now, if there's one thing you don't mess with, it's people passionate about their bikes, and even more so when they are in a group. So, when this rider caught up to the thief, let's just say he made sure the guy would remember this ride for all the wrong reasons. Number 41. Mighty hammer. These thieves, already cruising on a stolen motorbike, were scoping out another one parked behind a blue car. But before they could even make a move, the gas station employee came in. Like Spider-Man, except he was packing a hammer. Not only did he scare off the thieves, but he even chased them down, making it crystal clear they were not welcome. Number 42. Chased and rammed. Nobody rides around with an extra bike strapped to them unless they are up to no good, right? So, this thief casually stopped to adjust the stolen bike, but suddenly, the owner came flying in like Sonic, ramming right into him. Just a few moments ago, the thief looked pretty pleased with his loot. Now, he's the most terrified guy on the planet. Funny how quickly things can turn, huh? Number 43. SWAT on streets. A bunch of thieves riding together on stolen bikes thought they had strength in numbers, but their joyride was cut short by none other than the Brazilian SWAT. Yeah, good luck trying to outrun that, especially in Brazil, where the cops don't mess around at all. Number 44. Self-snitch. Stealing a motorcycle and speeding are pretty standard criminal stuff, right? Well, Alberto Rodriguez wasn't your typical thief. Not only did he record his joyride on his helmet cam, but he also posted it online with a cheeky "catch me if you can" taunt aimed at the police. Spoiler, he's no movie star. Cops did catch him after they found him hiding behind his AC unit. Number 45. Child's bike. An unlocked bike sitting on the porch? Sure, but it's way too small to ride, right? Well, that didn't stop this thief. He was freely walking away with a child's bike when the homeowner pushed up in his pickup. Not only did he get his child's bike back, but he also taught the thief some manners by making him return it to the exact area where he attempted to steal it. Talk about a walk of shame. Number 46. Citizens Act. This robber attacked the owner of a moped, ready to ride off with his new prize. But the struggle had already attracted a crowd, and they weren't about to let this guy just walk away after attacking someone. Sure, he didn't deserve to get away, and for once, the crowd actually stepped in instead of just watching. And that brings our bumpy ride to an end. Which of these failed theft attempts made you laugh the most? Have you ever had a run-in with thieves yourself? Share your story in the comments below. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that little bell icon so you never miss a video. Thanks for watching,